Hello everyone and welcome back from top of the wall. Oh, I forgot the snap. No, too late. Already going for it. My name is Mason Up. Welcome to another video. Today we're just going to be talking about how to build a deck, and we're also going to be talking about things to avoid while building decks. This is more of a advice video, a little different from what I normally do. Instead of doing deck tech or gameplay like I normally would, which you can easily find on my channel by the way, we're just going to be talking about advice building decks. Don't forget about the likes, the subscribes, the discords, the follows, the comments, the twitters. Thank you. Also, I upgraded my Discord with a few more bots, so anyone that joins by following the link down below in the description can play games for free with some of the bots and summon cards with them. There's also a way to just summon music from YouTube, so while you're chilling you can hang out, listen to some music while you're playing with them. There is no one way to enjoy Magic the Gathering, and there is no one way to play Magic the Gathering. No one way to build a deck in Magic the Gathering. If you're building a theme deck, or you just want to build a deck with the cards that you love, your pet cards, go ahead, just do that, and you can find synergies to build around those. If you want to build a deck to try to take down FNM, well, that doesn't exist anymore. Instead, make a deck to crush your friends. You can do that too. Depending on what you want to do or how you want to play the game, this advice may or may not apply to you, while some parts may be more important to you, while some parts may be less important to you. One of the most important things that you can learn when deck building is to narrow down your strategy. I had difficulties with this for a long time, and I had to finally hammer it in that this is not the way to go. What I mean is, don't dilute whatever you're building. Try and stay focused on a few aspects of the strategy, not every single thing that you can do. An analogy would really help here. Say you walk into an ice cream shop. There's 101 flavors. You're like, yeah, all that in a bowl now. Immediately after that, you're like, never mind, there is strawberry sauce on my mint ice cream and caramel on my bubblegum ice cream. You're just gonna have to throw it out. There just isn't enough room for everything to coexist. I used to be super guilty of this all the time, as I previously mentioned. It means building a deck a lot faster and a lot easier when you keep yourself from diluting things. It's fine to dilute things as a singleton deck in the early stages while you're testing, and that can really benefit you and help you, and you're trying to see how each card interacts. Just remember that eventually you have to dial it back when you find the interactions that you want and the strategy that you want. Speaking of interactions, how do you choose the interactions that you want to build around? If you like bolting your opponent's face, then you like bolting your opponent's face. If you like pulling the rug out from underneath your opponents, then you like blue spells. As I previously mentioned, there is no right way to play Magic. If you like playing a certain way, then you like playing a certain way. As you're play testing and you're looking for the right cards to put in your deck, a few might stick out. You should ask yourself if these cards are good on their own. Do they synergize? Are they worth the cost? Delver Secrets, for instance, answers all of these questions really well. It can flip on its own, it synergizes well with cantrips, it is definitely worth the cost at 1 mana for a 3/2 flyer. Not every card has to answer each of these questions super well. Sometimes they can just answer one question perfectly. Like, Lightning Bolt finds its way into every red deck, but doesn't synergize with any of the cards sometimes. Instead, it's just doing things on its own for a really cheap price. Choosing a bunch of cards that answer these questions well is a great way to start. If your goal is to win, then this advice might matter to you more. As I previously mentioned, if you're looking to build a theme deck or a deck with your pet cards, then choose the cards that fit the theme or synergize well with the pet card. After playtesting, you figure that you found some of the best that you could come up with. So how do you choose between them? You have like 30 cards and a bunch of interactions, but they can't all be play sets in the main. Nothing is going to fit at that point. You'll just end up with some pineapple chunks in your rum raisin. Actually, that doesn't sound half bad. Okay, I have plans now after this. Let's wrap this up. You can look at where all of these interactions and cards fall on your curve. 2 or more are fighting for the same turn, for the same spot, then that might indicate a problem. If you're trying to curve out while playing, you don't want to have something like this happen. An easy fix for this is to just move one of the cards further up the curve by playing a more expensive but stronger card. I was recently working on a Bant Flicker deck, and I had a problem like this. I had Coiling Oracle, competing for the same spot as a Prohibit. I wanted to hold up Prohibit, but I also wanted to play Coiling Oracle and get value. I decided to play a similar card, Seagate Oracle, a 3-mana card instead. And I was actually rewarded for it because it actually made my deck arguably stronger. I had a creature with a better body, and I had a slightly better flicker target. In my opinion, the card selection a lot of times can be a little bit better than the ramp that Coiling Oracle sometimes produces. A lot of times when you're building a deck or trying to find a strategy that works for you, it's important to make sure that each card has its own space. Don't forget to check out my Patreon. By the way, I have a Patreon. If you like this channel and you like the content that I produce, please head there and try to support this channel and help me produce more content. Thank you for watching. Coming in for that face touch.